Alright, hey, what's going on YouTube? Orstorm here, but today we're at episode 3 of our podcast series. Today I have Agent of Power Sun and Shadal Shane, so hi everybody.
Oh yeah.
Alright, yeah.
So
Alright, so today we're actually going to be doing some Shining Victories talk. I feel, since this is the latest set in Yu-Gi-Oh! First we're going to kind of go over the rarities a little bit, so you guys can kind of... The day this podcast comes up, the set should have released the day before, so we're going to go over the rarities so you can know what you're looking for and the price tags we're talking. So there's of course 8 secret rares in the set. Among those we have a Morphage Sloth, which is the one that's like a mistake in the Pendulum Zone. Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherry is probably the most expensive card in the set. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, the new Synchro Monster, Drowning Mirror Force, Cosmo Dark Lady and Dark Planet, and Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. So, which of these cards do you guys think is going to be like most relevant first for the newer format?
I guess I'll say it's probably going to be between the Ghost Reaper and between Dark Lady, because Dark Lady is really good, and yeah.
And what about you, Shane?
I agree with Dark Lady being relevant because it's gonna kind of break the deck off into 2 different types of things. You're gonna have the Cause OTK, which is what everyone knows, and I think you're gonna have Cause Control, which is gonna focus on pretty much making your opponent cry.
Yeah, that's what I was actually listening to Glasgow talk about it, and he said like he has like an app that measures. He actually goes into detail about like the math behind the deck, and he said something along the lines that it's about like almost 60% of the time they can have like Dark Destroyer, Dark Lady, and or an Infinity on the field, and especially in Europe where they don't have access to Lightning, that's pretty tough for Pendulum decks to really overcome.
Yeah, right.
And the card that I think of these 8, probably the least relevant is definitely the Morphage card. Just from testing of Morphages, I can say that, well, because like Morphages have 2 different coins. Like the little ones have to be Pendulum summoned in order to lock out to domain your opponent, so they can't use their extra deck. But the big ones just have to be on the field. The problem with Sloth is it turns off your searching, and Morphages really need to search. So like. But other than that, I think Drowning Mirror Force is going to see a lot of play. If nothing else, it's going to be a really good side deck card. And it's kind of like, because it's sort of like a better version of Battle Fader, basically. At least the way I look at it. I do see Crystal Wing and the new Blue Eyes stuff obviously being relevant. But again, like with Blue Eyes, we're missing Alternative Dragon, the new level 8 that they have, and the Felgrand card. So it's quite a bit of stuff we're missing for the deck to be competitive. And then next up is the Ultra Rares. So in this deck set, we have, of course, the 10 Ultras. So we have 3 Blue Eyes cards. Their new level 8 that banishes back row. Their new level 1 tuner that's sort of like a Stratos when it searches level 1 light tuners, which it's kind of cute because it can search... It not only can search the stones and the other level 1 tuners, but it can also search Effect Failure. So it's kind of cute. And the new Scarm they have. And then also, unlike kind of bucking the trend of the other like the Luster monsters, they actually made the one in this set that's basically a skill drain in the Pendulum Zone. They made it a Ultra. The Amorphage Field Spell is an Ultra, and I think one of the Luna Light boss monsters is also an Ultra, and then we have Persona, the field spell, Unwavering Bond, Stardust, Cypher, Siffer Dragon, and the new Red Dragon Archfiend support. So which cards do you think among the Ultras are probably going to be relevant right away?
Probably the Blue Eye stuff. That's probably going to be most relevant right away. Something that might see a little play is Unwavering Bond. Because you can't splash it in decks other than Pendulum decks, so.
And people just don't like the mechanic, and it's something I could see being in your side deck if nothing else. What about you, Shane?
I think the Blue Eye stuff, there's going to be people trying to play it just because, yay, it's back.
It's like it's a nostalgia deck, is what you're
with
saying.
red
The
eyes.
new synchro monsters with the new Red Dragon Archfiend.
Yeah, I think that.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry. but I mean, the main thing is like I think Lecter Pendulum is a really. It's gonna give the more options to. But like. The thing with Lecter Pendulum is that face-off is at 1, so like it's like that you're giving another face-off target, but your main face-off's at 1, so it's kind of like it's a good card. It's a skill drain for Pendulum monsters. So like if you have Vector, just from judging from playing Vector in my deck at YCS Houston, I can say that Vector won me a couple games just by having it there. So that it's probably good. Vector will definitely see play for sure. Unwavering Bond but other than that, I'm kind of excited to finally get King Calamity because I was disappointed when Konami didn't put it in High Speed Riders like it should have been, but at least we're getting it.
Yeah, I love Red Dragon Archfiend support. That's probably my favorite. All of my favorite artworks, if not most of them, are Red Dragon artworks. From Red Nova Dragon to Scarlight to Hot Red to just every single one looks amazing.
Yeah, and King Calamity, because I think the reason Konami released it now is because they didn't want to wait until Tyrant came out. I think Tyrant, the new generic double tuner that their deck is coming out in that set, they didn't want to release King Calamity later because it would have been even more irrelevant. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the new Stardust card, I haven't really read a lot what it does, but it's sort of like another Quasar because it keeps your monsters from being destroyed once per turn. And oh, sorry about that, guys. I actually got dropped for a minute. All right, you guys here?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right, sorry about that, guys. We're back to it.
What happened?
I don't know. Well, it'll be edited.
Everything went dark like while I was talking.
All right, back to.
You guys breaking up again. What's going on?
We're getting back to the super rares in this set. So
should I just go back to what I was talking about?
All right, don't worry about it. Like I'll get it out of here when it's done editing. So
this is like my signal's popping in and out.
All right.
No.
So let's try to get back to it. All right. So the super rares in this set are the most. Just looking at the list in front of me, the two of the Amorphage cards are super rares. Goliath is one in particular I could see being relevant because if you've seen like some of the Lithium had an Arcbrave Turbo list, he was playing one Goliath. I'm like, why the fuck are you playing an Amorphage card in a Dragon deck? Well, what you can do is you can send, if you make a Dark Matter Dragon, you can send Goliath and an Arcbrave Dragon, and then on your opponent's standby phase, you can bring Goliath back and lock your opponent out of their extra deck. It's so dumb. But that's the main reason why I was surprised that they didn't rarity bump Goliath, which was the big boss monster in the deck.
Yeah.
Red Eyes Toon is a super rare, usually rounding out the mediocre Toon support. Leo Dancer, the Luna Light boss monster, the one that's it can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and whenever it can attack twice, and when it attacks, it just nukes your opponent, all your opponent special summon monsters. It's such a good card. And then the Raid Raptor and Blackwing new support cards, the Ultimate Falcon and Chittery are both super rares. And Pre-Preparation of Rites is a super rare. It kind of surprised me because they made it because I expected it to be higher rarity. And then Cosmo Landwalkers and the new tuner, the new Scaredy Lion that they have. It's pretty bad, but among these cards, I see Goliath will probably be relevant. It just won't be relevant now. It'll be more relevant when we get the new Felgrand support later. But other than that, I definitely see Ultimate Falcon being a card that players are going to have to stare down. They're going to probably have to have Kaijus in their extra deck.
Priestess, if people try and push Blue Eyes.
Yeah, Priestess is an interesting card, but when I read it, it's so I target this, and if it gets target, it's kind of like Maiden, except it gets targeted and adds 2 Blue Eyes cards. So if we ever when we do get alternative art, it's playable, but at the same time, I mean, I don't really, even with alternative art, I just don't think it's really needed. Like my current Blue Eyes list is playing like
Yeah.
3 Sage, 3 Maiden, 1 Priest. That's it.
I would say Landwalker, but I don't really see much being. I mean, I guess. I don't really know. I don't think Landwalker is going to really make too much of a difference. Honestly, pre-prep is one I'm personally hyped for because I'm probably going to try Demise or try to make a Demise deck
I mean,
just because of pre-prep.
yeah, because at YCS
I like-
Houston, I picked up like an Ultra Saphira just because I think it wasn't a bad investment because that's like a good ritual card that you can use with pre-prep. So, what about you, Sean?
I like the Red Eyes Toon Dragon, honestly. Because before you guys get on me saying I'm bad, let me just say that makes the Toon OTK.
It does to an extent. Like the biggest thing I think.
Sean, you're bad.
But the Konami should have done with the tunes a long time ago was give them like a quick play spell card that like turns off the stupid tune restrictions. It's like if you look at tunes, the only card monster they have that doesn't have that restriction is Toon Dark Magician Girl, and you have to tribute summon her. So it's like it's kind of like it's just. I mean, it's.
I want to play Toon so bad.
I want to play them so
Even
bad,
have
but
their
it's
own-
like there's way too many removal cards out there. That's what
I
makes
mean,
me
they
sad.
even have their own Snatch Steal, which is just dirty.
And it's just such a it could
Oh,
be
Team
such a
Briefcase.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
one of those decks you want to be good, but that probably won't be. And the rares are actually something that I
And I'm
think is a
gonna
little,
go.
but among the rares, something a little bit more relevant. I think the surprising thing about this set was how many cards were rarity bumped down. I think we all have something to say about that, but I was surprised. Like there's a lot of really relevant rares in this set. Like you have Odd Eyes Light Performance Pal, Odd Eyes Light Phoenix, and Unicorn. It's giving Odd Eyes and Performance Pal decks that more scales to search via Sky Iris. We're getting Speedroid Din Daiko Duke, which is probably one of the most important cards the Speedroids have gotten because it basically like it takes the deck from like okay I'm dropping a Crystal Wing to I'm gonna drop 2 Crystal Wings and a Stardust, have fun. Like and Spirit of the Fallwind is a card that may not see a ton of play now. It's definitely a card I've got my eyes on because it's a Stratos for flip effect monsters, and Konami loves gimmicky mechanics, so I could see them making another flip effect deck that's not Prediction Princesses. What else?
I would say pick them up now.
Yeah, I would say it's a rare, but it's not a bad card. And then of course, Rank Up Magic Skip Force was a rare, which surprised me because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, we're gonna tech our quote unquote like tech in quotation marks our Ulti Falcon in our deck." But and then Mausoleum of White, the new field spell for Blue Eyes is rare as well. Fusion Tag is a card that is a rare as well, and then we got the last two couple Kaiju cards are also rares. So overall, I actually think
I've got you being rare.
yeah, overall, I think the rares in this set are actually not too bad. Like at least it makes the cards like easy to maintain. But what do you guys? It's easy to get. So what do you guys think?
Probably the Speedroid most of all.
Yeah, because I was playing the deck earlier. Like a lot of people say Speedroids rely completely on opening Terror Top, and to an extent that's true. But like there's games where, granted, they're like grind games, but I won't see Terror Top all game, and then I'll still be able to make Crystal Wing plus Stardust and win. So it's like, I mean, it's definitely a good deck, and with Crystal Wing coming out, it's something that everyone needs to be aware of because it exists, and there's people out there like myself who love Arc 5, and we keep up with it, and that want to build that deck, and I would definitely keep your eyes out on it. And then what else? All right, so the commons in this set, we know, like everyone's probably like, what are we talking about commons? But there's a couple cards I think that are about irrelevant in this set. Angel
No, there's
Trumper.
only one. There's only one. Don't do that.
Fire King Island is definitely one that is definitely.
There's only one.
It's definitely probably the most relevant card because not just obviously Fire King players have been waiting a very long time to get the card,
very long time.
I mean, and honestly, as a Battle and Boxer player, I feel your pain. But Angel Trumpeter is actually a card that's alive already. It's already seeing play in like Draco Pal decks because you can search it via Unexpected Die. It's it's a 1900 vanilla tutor, so that's always pretty much. I feel like the card's always going.
Newsflash: Draco Pals are still a thing.
Yeah, like they still are. They're just
Surprise.
And then the other card
is sorcery.
As long as they still have Sorcerer, that deck will probably always be relevant. And then there's a new Performa Pal. A couple new Performa Pals are in the commons. Fireflex is a card that I overlooked, but it turns all your Performa Pal and Odd Eyes monsters into Armades, which Armades is an obviously really good card. And there's actually several common Raid Raptors in this set, which we've probably been probably the most relevant one is Pain Lanius because it allows you to extend your combos. Also getting booster tricks to keep your Raid Raptor monsters from getting hit. Dynamis Spinos is a common. I'm like, seriously, screw you, Konami, but seriously, like, I'm glad that at least it's easily obtainable. Then Forge of the True Dracos because it was in what's the name of the setup? It was a super rare in the other set. I mean, the card is nuts. It's definitely a card you want to look out for. The two new Despot cards are also commons. Despot 009 and Despot Base, which Despot Base has obviously the reshuffle effect, but the main thing that you need to watch out for is it does have a nasty third effect that can basically auto win you as the opponent. If it resolves, you're basically gonna lose. And let's see, Lunalight Reincarnation Dance, these in the set as well as a common. World Carrot Weight, which is Carrot, whatever it was called. I think what was Carrot? That Carrot World Carrot Weight Champion's OCG name. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Me neither.
Yeah, but like it's this new plant support that we saw way back when, and then two new Gear cards. Gear Anchor, which is kind of like a flip. It's kind of like what's the name? The one that flips up and then searches, but it's the same thing except it's like Ritual Beast Steeds. And then Gear Change, and there's that's about it. So overall,
Kaiju Files.
Yeah, the Kaiju cards.
And Cos Morning.
And Cos Morning's another card I think that's going to be relevant. But overall, I think this set isn't great, but it's got a lot of really like just solid. It's like it kind of reminds me a lot of like Cross Souls, which is kind of funny because like Clearwing was the cover card in that set. There'll be a lot of kind of expensive cards, but at the same time, like there's just not a lot of good in the set. There's just a few kind of mediocre archetypes. But
right.
Anyway, for the last topic of the video, we're probably going to talk about cards that personally pick a couple cards that we're looking forward to in the set, and then a couple cards that we feel like are kind of flying under the radar that people are overlooking. So for me, what I'm definitely looking to pick up is definitely going to pick me up. For sure, I'll be trying to pick up all the Ludolites that are pre-preparation rights I can seem to find. The new Blackwing kind of Seacroak is pretty good, but the main pieces are the new Performa Pals that if I want to get my hands on. The overlooked card in this set is definitely, I think the most overlooked card in this entire set is Lecter Pendulum. I think a lot of the people just overlooked it because they're thinking pendulums aren't relevant. But the thing is, Face Off does still exist, and there are, if you're playing against pendulums, you definitely want to have this in your side deck for sure. The other card I think people are definitely overlooking is Cattle Call. I think it's a card that's interesting, and it definitely it's not relevant now. Like there's a few decks you can play it in, but I could definitely see it being more relevant in the future. So what about you guys?
As far as what I'm picking up, Fire King Island, the new Cosmos stuff, except for Leo, because as you know, Leo is trash. Let's see. I'm forgetting something. I'm probably gonna pick up Unwavering Bond. I think that's a card that probably gonna get overlooked a little bit, but I think it's got some potential. And Ghost Reaper, hopefully it comes down a little bit when I pick it up.
I honestly think it will, because it's kind of like people are already starting to drop Burning Abyss already. So like I feel like that card is kind of like it's gonna go through this cycle where people are gonna drop Burning Abyss and pick it back up again. And I feel like I feel like that's kind of the thing with Ghost Reaper. Like, it's gonna hold value just because it's like Ghost Ogre, but we really don't know the pull rates yet. So like once we kind of see a couple of
Right.
case openings, we'll kind of have more of an idea. But I kind of
Right.
have a feeling it's kind of like gonna be like a 2 to 3 to a case type card. Like it's not gonna be an easy card to pull. At least it's the way I look at it.
Right.
Like,
Cards I feel like are probably getting overlooked. I might be the only one saying this, but I feel like Drowning Mirror Force is gonna end up getting overlooked for a while. Just because it's a Mirror Force, it's a trap card, and people aren't looking at the fact that it can completely reset games. What else? No, I think that's it.
Yeah,
go.
I think it's going to be pretty much the entire digital set, and then probably Dynamo Disruption.
That's pretty much it. Anything else? Like there's some done card that you pick up that you look at, it's a little overlooked in the set.
Oh, Calamity. Calamity is definitely overlooked.
Yeah, Calamity is just overlooked because it's because like I think it's because it's so hard to summon. Like it's not like even Tyrant is easier to summon than Calamity, because like Tyrant you literally just need 2 tuners and non-tuners. When I read the card, I'm like, we're getting I can has a generic double tuner. That was literally when I read the card. I was like, wait, this is generic. All right, guys, about comes to the end. So this is let me know, guys, what you guys think down in the comment section down below. We'll be doing this podcast about every 2 to 3 weeks. So let me know down below, guys. All right, guys, as always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. This is Orstorm signing out.